got an email a month or two ago from GoingMake wanting to know if they could send me out some tools, and I said, yeah, sure, whatever. And man, they just sent me out all kinds of stuff. I've been so busy, I hadn't had a chance to look at any of these. So let's open up the boxes and take a look at these together. All right, let's see what we got in here. As always with GoingMake, we've got instruction pack. So this is a T-square, but apparently it's made to be marked with the larger pencil because it comes with the pencil. Same kind of pencil. It's like the same exact one as what I already had in my pocket. These are great, and you can get the different color leads with them. And also on these pencils, or on the ones I have, yeah, there you go. Unscrew the top, and you have a pencil sharpener right in there. Like with all the GoingMake tools, you gotta love the fact that that black and white just makes it so easy to read. And let's go ahead and put this together and check and see how square it is. I'm going to use my precision pencil here just to kind of check this out. So I'm going to mark a line right there, and then I'm going to flip this over this way. And then we're going to try to get right up here next to it. And then we'll mark a line. And I mean, that's going to be pretty close to square. And the reason why is they got this big diamond shaped thing in here that locked this in before I even put the screws in to make it good and solid. So a lot of boards, I'll use this, but even just marking this right here, you know, I will break off the pencil lead on these little small ones. So that's where this will come out good. And now this has the little notches here on the side that will keep that from rolling over. And then you've got your standard, imperial, whatever you want to call them, metrics. And then you got your metric measurements over on this side. And then it's special made for these bigger pencils. So now we can sit here and then we can move it down and get our lines marked across here. And these are good when you don't need the precision of the 0.07 lead, because I find a lot of times, when I'm working on stuff like this, that I've got tons of the ones that take these little small pencils, but I've had a lot of issues with the leads breaking off. So there are going to be a lot of circumstances where I'm building fixtures and stuff that line is going to be perfectly good. I mean, is it a fatter line? Yeah, it's a little bit fatter, but for most stuff out here in the shop, I can use this. Be really nice to be able to get accurate but quick references, and I don't have to worry about the lead constantly breaking in my pencil. So I definitely like this tool. So we got a good start going. Let's see what comes up next. All right, let's see what we got in this package here. Workbench hole drilling guide. All right, so after checking this out a little bit and going over the directions, this actually seems like a pretty cool little kit. A lot better than a lot of the other functions to drill your dog holes. So what we're going to do is, if this was our tabletop here, we can set our spacing. Typically you're going to be 64 off the corner. So we get our spacing right here and we make our first hole. Well, as you see, that's a pretty clean hole. Now this is hickory, so that's super hard, but we'll see how this little drill bit holds up. All right, so now that we have our corner, what we then have to do is decide on what our spacing is going to be. We pull off the stop here, and now we have our holes here. And so if we want to go 96 spacing, so this should be 96 right here. So we will lock that in the hole there, and then make sure we're up here tight. And then that way we're going to keep our 64, and then we will go ahead and drill our next hole. And now we could continue straight on down like that, doing our 96. And then even if we wanted to double, make sure that we're staying on a straight line, which this up here It's keeping us up against the edge. I'm starting to get the hang of it. So we would do that across our table. And then when we want to move up, we would go ahead and put this edge back onto our 64. And then we would do the opposite there. As far as we come over here to our 96, put our block in there. And so now that we have got our corner here going, then we can just put our dog hole in there like that, and then put this one in here, and then just continue across the table, and that should get us our perfect spacing. But let's go ahead and get this one here done. All right, so let's see if this is square, because that's what we really want to, when we're doing this MFT table, we're looking for precision. This is going to be our work table. So let's put okay, so something I just noticed there is, so this has got like the shoulder, so it goes all the way in with the little rail there, but with the rail is a little bit bigger. But anyway, so we have these here, so that's what we need to check for square. All right, so we'll slide that up there, and when I come up here, that's perfectly tight. So yeah, definitely drilling the holes nice and square. And it also has the instructions here if you want to go on, this is for 96, this is 64 spacing, and this is 128 spacing. So it kind of gives you the steps to go ahead and get the spacing you need. So definitely this little system here, if you need to put you some dog holes on your table, I definitely think this would work out really good. And I'm actually pretty impressed with this little drill bit here, because this is hickory, and man, look how smooth that hole is. When I was drilling my workbench here, I used all kinds of different drill bits trying to find a good drill bit, and getting a good drill bit like this isn't easy, and that thing is drilling through that hickory with no problem. So this one, definitely a win. All right, our next tool we have is a drill guide. Got a booklet like with everything. We have all of our tools that we need, handle, everything nicely packed. And it looks like this particular tool comes completely assembled, packed very well. So this thing is actually fairly heavy, which is good. I've had some of these that were very light. Okay, so this is everything that comes in the pack, and all we have to do is slide this up, and these big nice handles are also what locks this into place. So let's go ahead and slide these in. Okay, so this definitely has a nice smooth action here. And then for the locking mechanism, I was wondering how that locking mechanism worked, but you have these little screws on the inside here, and at our different angles we have holes, so then that we can obviously to screw those into that hole, and that's going to lock it into our position. Something that I've noticed here in the book is that it has your sizes of how deep you can drill, what the movement of the machine is, and it's got it without the spring and without the depth stop. So if you want to take the depth stop off, you can get an extra 3/8, and if you want to take the spring off, you can also get a little bit extra depth if that's something you need. So then we go ahead. I'm just going to lock this down here at 90, and we'll start with 90 and see how it goes. Okay, so this has a nice metal keyless chuck, and we can just go ahead and tighten that down by hand. Now, it was saying in the book, if we needed to, that we could actually put this wrench here. It comes with this 9mm wrench, and we can use that to loosen or tighten up if we need to get that extra tight. Loosen that, slide it down, and again, so we got that. I can hear it ratcheting, so that's got a nice locking chuck there. What I typically do is just attach my drill. So once I got my drill attached, then I can use the drill to hold, to lock or unlock the chuck there. So with this one here, they are set up to be able to drill multiple different things. One of them would be a round dowel. So let's just go ahead and we will start with the dowel here. I'm gonna try to put that over my dog hole so I don't drill my table, but let's see how easy this will drill into a dowel. My first time on this particular dowel. So as you can see, definitely drilled straight through the center. So that actually worked out really well. I'm sitting down, so I'm not straight above. So I'm using this installation tool. So I was finding that it was getting a little bit of slack going there. And that was just, I think, because I wasn't holding the drill straight up and down. So that should not be a problem. I'll fix that on the next one. So the next thing that this gizmo, and with like most all of GoingMake's tools, they always have these extras, that they kind of go above and beyond. So something right here I like about this is that it has these non-slip tabs on it. And then also you have these 4 threaded holes here. And so we can screw these little marks into here if we need to drill the center of something that's not round. I want to go in the center of this without, spending a lot of time marking where my center line is. Okay. Push straight down, and that definitely went in a lot better. So we have our hole straight to the center. So that works fantastic. All right, so what we would really use this for, in my opinion, is going to be just drawing or wanting to place holes in a certain place. So what we would do is we would mark our line right there where our hole needs to be drawn or needs to be drilled. And then as we can see on here, we have these fine points. So I'm going to see if this all lines up. I'm going to put my points, all 4 points, close enough. All right. So we did get that right there. I probably should have used a better drill bit, but I didn't. So let's go ahead, get all that out of there and stick that in here. So I think this is another really good tool. It's very smooth action. I've had some of these that didn't slide the best, and I haven't even oiled this. So this is just factory out of the box. Probably could put a little wax on here, and it may even go down a little bit better, but I would imagine after using it just a little bit, it would get broken in. So that's really good. I like that they have incorporated all of the extras as far as like the round object holder, the centering pegs. And now I just screwed my centering pegs back here on the top side, and that way I can keep them with the tool without them getting lost because the holes are threaded all the way through. It does have screw holes here to where if you really need it to secure something, maybe drilling a big hole that's going to be jerking, you can actually put screws in here and screw this down, or for that matter, if you wanted to make some sort of jig, you could bolt a jig down for that. So overall, I think this is a really good tool. All right, so another way is little small boxes. All right, what we got here? This is for a door if you are wanting to do the hinges on the door. So this will be really nice. Okay. All right, so I just so happen to have a box of these are 3.5 with a 5/8 inch radius. And with this, if you have a 1/4 inch radius hinges, you use this side. If you got 5/8, you use this side. And then these are the measurements depending on, so on a 5-inch radius, 3.5 inch, I just mark this or move it to 3.5 inch, and that should be set. So let's see if that actually works. All right, so I got a piece of 2-inch poplar here. So we're just gonna put this on here as if we were gonna put our hinge right there. So in the kit, it comes with a router bit. So here in the instructions, it shows you, you start right there and you're gonna make a clockwise motion there. So, and then we've got the little spot right there to where we can go ahead and get started in. So let's turn our router on and see what happens. All right, well, looks pretty good there. I may could have went down just a little bit deeper. So let's see if it fits. Now, I've always loved the GoingMake tools because they are always coming up with new innovations. And so like this is supposed to be a 1/4 inch radius. I've got a little thing here, 1/4 inch radius. And as we see, it fits perfect right here. So dead on the 1/4 inch. Now this is supposed to be a 5/8 radius. I've got a 5/16 radius right here. And as you can see, that fits perfect right there. Now, this is a 5/8 hinge. Comes out of the box right here. We can see a 5/8 radius. And, our 5/8 block is that perfect radius there. However, when we push this up into here, it's a little slippery, but you can see the large gap there. So in their production, somebody hasn't checked this and they accidentally put a 5/8 diameter, not a radius, on these when they machined them, and that is a major flaw. And I have emailed GoingMake about that, and they have not responded back to me, and so I'm really kind of disappointed about that. All right, so it's fantastic that GoingMake sent me out all these tools. Thing is, I don't need any more of these tools, but I love getting them because they're always innovating and adding new features, and I love to see what new features they come up with. And any company that is making new tools and creating new designs, they're always going to have some hiccups and some misfires. So let's see what they do with that hinge jig, because that was really probably one of the best hinge jigs I've ever seen as far as to recess a hinge in a door, but it's got the wrong radius machined into it. Now, I got to looking, and these 4 boxes are all miter gauges. Now, I haven't opened them up yet, so I am going to make a separate video just on the GoingMake miter gauges and seeing what the difference is between them, because I've checked the boxes and all 4 boxes have different part numbers on them. So I don't know if they have just found something that they could improve on, or if they are completely different. So we'll find out in the next video. So until then, I hope everybody has a wonderful day.